to Law for Love Live. This is He Say, She Say. I am your host, Shar Selassie, founder of Law for Love, the most special place in the legal system in Atlanta. And we are here supporting families, reverse engineering what we have learned and seen from thousands of failed marriages in my legal practice over the years, nearly 14 years now as an attorney. And it's to help us, right? To help us do better. So let's dive right in. Here's a question for you. Have you ever wondered why or how it is before you got married, you always seem to have desired sex? And this is for the ladies. You desired sex before you got married and you couldn't understand why any woman would lose her sexual drive after she was already married. If you've already wondered that, or if you're a husband wondering, what is happening when we get married, things dry up in the bedroom. Well, tonight, what we're going to talk about is really going to the heart of what the issue is. A lot of times we're looking at the symptom and not necessarily at the cause. And so tonight we're going to wrestle that. We're going to tackle that question by looking at the R, the A, and the S: respect, affection, and sex. And what I'm about to share with you might be a little different than what you were expecting. So first, let's go ahead and talk about what I'm not here to talk about and who I am not talking to. We're not here to talk about how to go through any kind of motions that is going to somehow magically make things better in your relationship. I'm not here to tell you a list of things to do that are going to bring change into your relationship. We are here to talk about the underlying cause of where respect has gone wrong in our relationship with our men. Ladies, I'm talking to you tonight. And I will be going in. So go ahead and just brace yourselves right now, ladies, because I'm talking to you as you can see me as your niece, your daughter, your auntie, your cousin, or your friend who loves you so much that I'm willing to confront you and I'm willing to fight you by telling you the truth and challenging you to change. That is what the R, the A, and the S is about. But it's not simply about things that you do just to make your man happy. See, that's part of the problem. So I'm not here to tell you that. And I'm definitely not talking to anyone who is saying to themselves, oh, well, even after you do all of that, then they still gonna cheat anyway. So first of all, we're talking about kings. When I'm talking about this subject matter tonight, I'm not talking about jokers. A joker cannot appreciate the value of another human being because he has no value in and of himself. And therefore, anyone who is investing in the joker is wasting their resources. So I'm not sitting up here advising anyone to make any investment of time, value, heart and soul into a joker who does not value himself. But if you are married to a king, if you are working with a king towards building a kingdom and a legacy for generations to come, a king who knows that he was created for a higher purpose and to establish a dominion of authority and passing down that legacy for generations to come. If you are talking about a man who keeps his word to himself and to everybody else, then I'm talking to you. But if you are here and you are dealing with a joker, some of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to reveal what might else be going on, why you attracted a joker to yourself, and make some recommendations on how you might need to deal with the fact that you have a joker and not a king. So let's start with respect. Respect, I would be very, very interested for any man who is listening to this broadcast to share with me in 3 sentences or less how you would define or describe respect to your own daughter. Give me one quick second. The idea of respect can be very nuanced, and learning what respect is as a woman is not as obvious for us men as it is to you and your natural kind of sense of being and navigating the world, wanting to be respect. First of all, being created to be honored and valued for who you are, made in the image of your father. Like you, that's you're wired to be respected, but a lot of times you're not fully grasping that from a female paradigm. We have not always been taught respect. It could be because there wasn't a father in the home that kind of helped point out these examples of disrespect, which is really how I can speak personally. My understanding of respect came from male feedback that was like, well, hold on, that's disrespectful. That's not respectful. But I I had to learn respect from male feedback. And so when you're dealing with a woman who is raised in a predominantly female paradigm, our understanding of respect is a lot more of a challenge to conceptualize when we don't receive that training from male feedback. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm asking any man, leave in the comments, how would you explain to a young lady in 3 sentences or less what it is as a woman to her husband to respect her husband? Because one of the first assumptions that many men are making and many men are becoming frustrated with in dealing with queens, not victims, queens. So y'all are going to understand when we're talking here at Law for Love, we are working with queens, we're working with kings. We are not working with victims, and we are not working with jokers. Now, anyone who wants to no longer be a victim, you can choose to be a queen and you can walk the path of a queen any day, but that's going to require a lot of reflection. It's going to require some change. It's going to require for you to tell yourself the truth. And it's going to require for you to do some things differently than you've been doing so that you are no longer attracting joker foolishness into your life. So, I mean, I want to start with the fact that a lot of times there is an assumption that we understand what respect is. And so, ladies, a lot of times we are coming into the relationship with an understanding of respect, which means, you do the right things or you say the right things to make him feel like a man. But if you were taught that by a woman, then a lot of times those things boil down to very superficial things like, cooking and cleaning and washing. And it's so much deeper than that. There are kings out here who don't even expect any of the household domestic stuff from their wives. Some men out here want respect more than they want housework. And respect is an attitude towards our king, that he is valuable enough that when I want to call him out his name in a disagreement, I don't. Or when I think that I have the answer and he doesn't, that I don't call him out his name. Or that I will come to him and I will ask him the question, will you cover me in this idea that I'm having? See, it's a place of honor that we have when we look at them and understanding that you are a king, and therefore in the way that I regard you and the way that I talk to you, the biggest place where most women are falling short in respecting kings is with our mouths. I once had a lady whose husband like just deserted her after, I want to say, this couple had been together somewhere in the neighborhood of about 28 years. And she had a real sad story. A very, very sad story. And when she, when you heard her side of the story first, it was easy to demonize her husband for the circumstances under which he left her, the way he left her. It was bad. But then I got the chance to hear both of them and to hear from this brother. And during those interactions with the brother, and the way that I spoke to him, and the way that his wife responded to him, and the things she said about him, this woman had absolutely no respect for this man's intelligence. She would call this man an idiot. She would call him stupid. She thought she was running circles around him intellectually, and she would say so out of her mouth. And what happened to that man after more than 20 years of being told he was stupid and he was slow? He got up, packed up, and left, because you can only take so much. Respect is like the study that they did on plants, where you take two plants, the exact same plants, and you put them with a certain kind of music. And one you play classical music to, and the other one they played heavy metal to. And they are in the exact same environment with everything else, the soil, the water, and the sun, except for that sound. And the sound that was coming from the heavy metal compared to the sound that was coming from the classical music created a totally different outcome, where the one with the beautiful sound was thriving and the one with that chaotic sound was dying. So when we're talking about the respect of a king, we're talking about how we are nourishing his soul. Not just saying the right thing, not just doing the right thing, but it coming from a place of, first of all, we respect ourselves enough not to disrespect another person. Because I'm going to tell you something, ladies. We walk around here wanting to get a man, wanting to have a man, wanting to check off all of the boxes for the wife list, when we haven't even developed a true inner self concept of how to love us. And we're operating out of this half-filled cup, where we're pouring out and pouring out and pouring out. And you know why you disrespecting him? You know why you're mad at him? Because you think that by sacrificing yourself, you think by doing and doing and doing all this stuff for everybody all the time, and not taking the time to show some kindness to yourself because you don't know how. Once your cup is empty, once you have been driving the last 100 miles on 4 flat tires and on fumes, then you're angry at him, because the real issue why you don't respect him is because you thought that he was going to be the answer to all of your need for love and acceptance. And then you found out he's not. He is not making you feel loved. He is not making you feel whole. He is not the other half of you. And the truth is, he never will be, because that's not how he was designed, and that's not his job, that's yours. So if you, like myself and many women that I've met in the journey on the road to divorce, thought that, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go to school, I'm gonna get my education, I'm gonna get my job, I'm gonna get my man, and then I'm gonna have my kids, and then I'm gonna be happy. See, that's the programming of this system that has everybody asleep and looking for everyone else to take care of stuff that we're supposed to take care of. It is your job to make sure that your cup is full, sister. And if you're sitting back and you're waiting for this man to be the one to fill your cup, and you are the one with all of the access to all of the resource to pursue the higher calling that's on your life and to accomplish the mission for which you were made, but you're not doing it, and you sitting back and you want him to be your excuse why, you will not respect him. And in your deeds, in your words, in your mind, your loss of respect will drive a wedge between you and things will become cold. So the first key to your king's heart is respect, but that respect has to begin with the fact that you understand that he does not have the job of loving you more than you love you. It is not his job to love you more than you love you. The second point of the R.A.S. 3 keys to your king's heart is affection. We've talked about this before, and you'll hear me talk about it time and time again, that the paradigm of this world has conditioned young women and young men to pursue romance. But romance is like that fiery, passionate dopamine rush at the beginning of something new in a relationship. And that is why, as a young woman, you could sit back and you can ask yourself, why do wives stop having sex with their husband? Because passion is not something that sustains your connection in your marriage. Affection, however, is a type of thing that you can show up with daily in your relationship, and it will sustain your relationship. It is affection is more like the food, like the nourishment, like the meat and potatoes of touching your king's heart, unlocking the heart of your king. And one of the biggest areas of affection that many women do not tap into, a really big missed opportunity for us ladies, is playfulness. Being playful with your man, being playful with your king is a form of affection that you can show up with day in and day out and touch his heart. Many men would much rather see a smile on their wife's face than for her to go and just buy stuff or just do stuff around the house or just sacrifice herself, which is something that we do. And that comes from a very broken place inside of us until we understand what love is for real. A man wants to see a smile on his woman's face. When that man is coming in the house and you all frowned up with the pucker face, like you just ate a whole dozen of lemons, and you have nothing good to say, nothing to laugh about, and you can't even give this man no grin, no teeth, no giggle without sarcasm or stank, there is distance that's going to be there, because a part of unlocking his heart is being playful with him. And oddly enough, we as women, we can find ways to play and to engage with each other and play. As women, we goof around and we play in our little circles and our little girl time and stuff. But your king is craving that same kind of playfulness. He's craving that same type of flirtatiousness. Why are you not flirting with your king? Playing with your king, sneaking to grab a little pinchy pinch of his of whatever you want to pinch because it's yours. Your king, he desires for that playful aspect of who you are, for you to share that with him. And then finally, we're going to get to the big one, y'all. See, like a lot of men look at sex like sex exists in a vacuum. Sex does not exist in a vacuum for women. And there's a lot of reasons why. It's a lot of complications why. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to our community. In particular, I'm talking about African American folks. growing up here in the United States, there was a lot of sexual trauma in the closet of Black folk. There are a lot of people who are navigating marriage and have not dealt with mess from their childhood. And the reality is that when you have not healed from sexual wounds from the past, it could be as bad as a sexual assault, molestation as a young child, rape, those things that are very real in the historical um the historical aspect of who your wife is. If she has not walked through or begun a journey of healing that, many women believe falsely that the sexual wounds of our past will magically disappear once we're married. Many women believe that marriage is a medicine to heal sexual wounds. And as much as, I've learned to really like disdain the movie The Color Purple, that is part of what they were getting to when you showed these parallel lives of Celie being used and abused by a trusted adult in her growing up experience. And then Suge being promiscuous to the point of scandal. And all Suge was looking for was her daddy's approval of her running down that road, waving her hand and showing him proof, I'm finally a wife. I's married now. Part of what that did in the Black female consciousness is it sent us the message that if you're worthy of someone marrying you, then all of everything that happened before is going to be okay. It's going to go away. He's going to fix it, and he's not. And we have a lot of stuff going on in our historical paradigm. And I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all, we could probably talk about this for the next 365 days and never touch the surface of what the sexual trauma of slavery did to our people and how it continues to impact us in the psychological paradigm, in that genetic bloodline paradigm. That sex was corrupted for us en masse as a people. And marriage, getting married, having a wedding, getting your ring, locking down your man, that does not magically make any of it go away. And then when you are walking around here believing that, okay, I'm doing all the right things, but you're still running yourself raggedy. You're still doing for everybody else instead of yourself. You're still performing for love. Ladies, and this applies to you men too, but I'm talking to my sisters right now. When we get this revelation, everything changes. This one revelation will change everything if you will hear what I am saying to you. There is nothing you can ever do to earn the love of your creator. And there is nothing that you can do that he will take his love away from you. When we understand that the reason we were created was for love, the reason we were made so that we would become the object of the Father's love. Your purpose for being is his love. This is everything, ladies. This goes to the heart of everything, ladies. You don't have to work for anybody's love. You don't have to give and give and give and give and give, waiting for somebody to love you back. You don't have to sacrifice yourself to the point where you killing yourself because you don't believe you are worthy of love. You can't earn it. People say all the time, and I'm sorry, but this is an untrue statement. You deserve love. I disagree with the fundamental premise of you deserving love, because the reason why you were created, you were purposed for love. The Creator loves you because, period. That is a complete statement. He loves you, period. Not because of what you do, not because of how much you pray, not because of how much you fast, not because of you memorizing scriptures, not because you run around the church 7 times getting slapped with the olive oil. You will never earn the Father's love. When we walk into the revelation of being the daughter of the King, it gives you a confidence that you don't have to sit up here afraid that this man not gonna love you back. You don't have to sit up here and question your man's motives when he wants to be close to you. You don't have to be saying in the back of your mind, oh, he just trying to be nice because he's trying to get some. Because you're exhausted from attempting to purchase love with your life, sacrificing yourself, and then mad at everybody while you tired. So yes, your king feels closer to you, not only when you just going through the motions of sex, you just gonna lay there and just go through it, or you really gonna lay up there like Celie did with Mr. Just he having all his fun at your expense. See, that part. When we heal and understand, I'm the king's daughter. Hold up, wait a minute. My daddy loved me. My daddy loved me. And my daddy will withhold no good thing from me, including sex. He made that for me. This ain't no Celie on her back and Mr. Huffing and Puffing and getting his business over with. What the hell is that? When you receive the Father's love because he simply made an offer to you and said to you that I made you so I could love on you and that I could be loved by you, and that there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to earn my love. When we get that, ladies, we show up in our relationship with a freedom that's no longer afraid that he's going to leave, which is one of the biggest fears that we have as women. You don't have to fear that mess, because now you understand that as the king's daughter, as a queen in your own right, no longer a victim waiting for somebody to mess you over. waiting for somebody to do his business and leave you holding the bag and looking stupid. That is not the Most High's plan for you. So who are you agreeing with? The truth of the Most High's plan for you, or the lie that has been reinforced by every fear you've ever had concerning men? These are the three keys, ladies. And they really are that simple when it comes to our men. And I'm not letting our men off the hook. I'm not. I will go in on the brothers the same way I go in on us, and y'all already know that. But we have done a lot of damage because we are expecting our men to fill gaps and holes that are in us, that life has placed there, circumstances have placed there, ill fortune have placed there, and we want them to come in and save the day. And rather than being the sleeping beauty, waiting for the knight in shining armor to come and save you from the dragon, get yourself up out your bed and get your own sword and kill the dragon yourself, because the dragon dwells in your beliefs. Beginning with not believing that you are worthy of love. And you were created for that very purpose. So I saw that there was a little bit of a comment going on over here. Y'all know that I was saving these for last because it takes me a little more effort to see the comments. So I'm just kind of going to go through and see what I can see. I've been taught by my grandmother that you never call each other outside of their names. For if you do, all respect is gone. This is a really, really good point. Like, the only calling that's even within bounds, that's even fair, is like pet names, like sweetie names, like names to, again, that goes into that affection area. If you have a cute little name you call each other, that's the only action name that is in bounds. And that was a good rule of thumb, grandma's wisdom. Don't go there because you will lose respect. And a lot of men, they foul in that area as well. It just appears from my observations, we as women, we do more damage with our words when it comes to the disrespect game. But I'm not saying that men don't have the same issue, because it's there as well. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that this one gives me cringe as well. For whatever reason, my husband think it's funny to bring up, little sexual talk about me and him in front of my adult children. Like, I don't know why he does that, and I feel you here. Typically with the little playing around and the touchy feely squeezy stuff, we try to be sneaky about it. At my house, around the little one. We have not gotten caught. He does walk in on some of the little, smushy, kissy, huggy stuff, and it grosses him out. But you know what? It's a great example to male and female children to see playfulness and affection between their parents. And when children see playfulness and affection between their parents, they feel more secure in their family, because everything with mommy and daddy is good. But I don't like that either. But it's just the game that he want to play. So you know what? Roll with the brother. He want to play with his honey. Okay, y'all know I'm gonna need somebody to start helping me with comments because um I'm not sure what you were asking about, but I'd love to address your question here. What do you think about that? Oh, about him try to play and get touchy and grabbing in front of the kids. You know, I would say this. There is a line where the things that we do in front of the kids could be considered, inappropriate. So as long as folk got their clothes on and they not, actually going through like a whole attempt to orgasm in front of the kids, then um, I think that playing in front of the kids and being flirty and touchy in front of the kids is healthy for them. Maybe not maybe not like overly, like you don't want to be overly sexual in front of children, but you should be playful in front of your children. I know one of the more common ones, at least from where I can kind of pull from experience, to be like a slap on the butt as you walk by, something in that category. Peace and blessings to you as well, sister. Oh, I appreciate this so much. I appreciate that so much. You know, brother Muhammad, that brother, sometimes I used to be concerned I get him in trouble at work. We just be there talking about life. I was really reflecting and sharing with my son recently that we used to have a community center. Our people used to have like a gathering spot. And those gathering spots seem to have kind of dried up for us, where we just kind of talk. We kind of meet and talk. And Brother Muhammad is I love that brother so much, and I appreciate the person that he is. And thank you so much for your blessing and your encouragement. It is I would say that I love the Most High, and He loves us so much. And there's more of us out here who, you're feeling the call and the tug to get out here and let your light shine. Um, we don't have to be afraid. Our daddy is the king, y'all. He is the king, and he got us. Yeah, we got a lot of healing to do. We got generations of sexual abuse, y'all, and it's become normalized because the generations in the past just had to cope and keep going. Sometimes I think about um, the women who were just giving birth to a slave master's child and having to return to the fields when they should have been resting and being cared for. And they were just worked to the point of dropping dead in the field, our people. We have a lot of healing to do. I'm very thankful, though, that we have entered into a generation that doesn't just want to pretend like stuff's not happening. We live in a generation that's now using the term mental health without shame. It's no longer as taboo as it was only a generation ago. You got a generation of young folks that's tired of seeing how mental health issues have been playing out in their childhood experience and continuing into their young adult paradigm, and they're demanding answers, and they are reaching and they're going for healing. And so I'm excited about our young people who are ready to talk about some stuff, who don't just want to go through the motions, who are rejecting the slave coping mechanisms that have been handed down to us. So, yeah, we have a lot of healing to do, but you can see that the sun is shining again upon our people with a generation that's going after truth. And the truth is what makes us free. Well, I'm going to take this as you talking about um, our men covering and protecting our women. Um, shout out to the brothers who are beginning to come to our defense. I know that it's a lot of us out here that's cutting up and acting a fool, acting ugly and disrespectful, and we want to disown them. But there are a lot of brothers who are 10 toes down when it comes to us as their sisters, as their daughters, as their wives. And so this is how I'm reading this comment. If I need to be corrected, please do. But that's how I'm reading this comment. And I appreciate the sentiment. So, and he probably continues to do that because it's fun. Like he getting away with something. Let that man play. Let that man play. You find a way to play back with him. You play with him too. But the more you cringe, the more funny it is to him. Is kind of like the sense that I get from how you're writing writing about it. Hey, and look, and y'all need to be 90 years old, him chasing you around the house the same way with the kids that are not. And I love it. I love it. He's playing with his sweetheart. Oh no. Freedom ain't free. Freedom is not free. You know, and freedom requires a lot of guts. And it's easier to remain in a lie and do nothing about your own condition and die a victim than to confront the truth, take courage, and walk in your purpose and your destiny as a king or as a queen. There is a high cost to pay to walk in your true identity and in the purpose for which you were made, and most of us are afraid of it. So I can't agree with you more. And I think this is the final one. Let that man play. So, family, I love you so much. And I appreciate all of you. Hey, we're doing this every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m., a grown folk conversation. And it's deeper than what it seems like on the surface, starting with receiving the fact that we were all made for love, y'all. Walk in that and watch that the heavens open for you and your life completely change when you no longer feel like you have to perform for conditional acceptance, when you have a birthright to unconditional love. With that, y'all, I look forward to connecting with you again next Monday, same time, same place. And y'all stay safe, be blessed. I love you, and I thank you and appreciate all of you so much.